Hello, Geminis, and welcome to this, your February 15th through February 29th reading and predictions. Yes, you heard me correctly, February 29th. For those of you who have not looked at a calendar recently, yes, this is a leap year. Does anyone else find it strange that certain really important elections around the world happen in leap years, which are strange years? Anyway, just food for thought I would bring it up. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Now you'll notice my background is a little bit different. And as well, my cards are on my left side and I'm used to having them on my right side. So bear with me as I work with this new setup. It is temporary. I'm traveling at the moment. So please stick around all the way until the end of this video. If you have a burning question that requires a yes, no answer, I'm just going to adjust my lighting here. It looks horrible. There we go. If you have a burning question that requires a yes, no answer, I will be giving you an opportunity to pose your question at the end of this video, and I will be pulling cards that will give you a yes or a no. Okay, Geminis, I'm just going to check my notes from your last reading. And from your last reading, which covered the time frame from February 1st to February the 15th, the cards indicated that you had some shadow work to be doing. But from that shadow work, you were going to be moving into a place of huge creativity. A conscious awakening was going to be happening. There was a lot of positivity, but you did need to do some shadow work first. Also, the other thing that was indicated is there were threes and nines that came up in your reading, including a number of different nines. So I'm wondering if you can let me know in the comments if nine was an important number for you, if anything special happened for you on February the 9th. Please let me know. I would love to have your feedback. We're going to dive right in. And where are we going to start? I'm getting called to two different decks. All right, we'll start over here with the Everyday Mini Witch cards. So the first cards that we're going to pull are going to be where you are at now, what's going on for you now, Gemini. As I do this reading for you in the middle of February, there's one card that's jumped out. Anything else? Oh, and we have two cards out. One of them, however, is on the floor. Love it when that happens. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we have. So the first card that's come out for you is the Eight of Cups. And the second card, the one that landed on the floor, is the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, this is fantastic for you. I absolutely love this for you, Gemini. So the Eight of Cups is a card of walk away. There is something that you need to walk away from. I'm just going to go like this for just a moment so that you can get a clear picture of this card. Okay, you'll notice on this card, the character has her back turned on her 8 cups sitting on this table, and she is walking away. And as well, here you have the Queen of Pentacles. Before I turn my light back on, just so that you can see the Queen of Pentacles here. Now, the Eight of Cups, as I mentioned, is about walking away. It's about figuring something out. Something is not quite right. And you need to step away, whatever that may be. Now, intuitively, psychically, what I'm picking up for you, Gemini, with regards to what it is you need to walk away from, because some of you, I can hear you in your minds going, what do I need to walk away from? Okay, maybe there's a lot of things I need to walk away from, but what specifically is Marnie talking about? What are Marnie's cards talking about? The word that's coming to mind for me is there is a relationship that you are currently attached to. For a small minority of you, the relationship is romantic. For the vast majority of you Geminis, what I'm picking up is the relationship you need to walk away from is either with a friend or with a family member. For many of you, it's a family member. And what I'm picking up is that there's some boundaries there that are being stepped on, and you need to walk away from someone who just continuously walks all over your boundaries. You say to them, hey, okay, what I'm picking up is that for some of you, you may be in business with family members. I don't know why I'm picking this up. Or it may be a coworker and not a family member, but I'm picking up that this somehow relates to your career, and that um, this Eight of Cups relates to you needing to walk away from someone. You have set boundaries numerous times. For example, you have said to them, look, I am not available from 6 p.m. on Friday night until 9 a.m. on Monday mornings. Please don't phone my cell phone. Don't send me text messages. Don't ask me to do things on the weekend. You don't pay me to do things on the weekend. Why do you continue to do this? And then we've just come through a weekend and you're sitting there on a Monday morning staring at your phone going, and there's like 13 messages from the person that you've said, I'm not responding. And the messages that you've been getting throughout the weekend, you tried to maintain your boundary and you did not respond. And so the messages that were coming in were escalating, and to the point where you felt like you were being threatened almost. You need to walk away from this. If someone is going to continuously walk through your boundaries, either you need to set firmer boundaries or you need to walk away from it. That's what I'm picking up for you psychically, is that specifically what this Eight of Cups is referring to for you to walk away from is someone who just continues to trounce on your boundaries, Gemini. And that brings me to the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, of course, is the richest queen in the deck. And I do apologize for my lighting today. I do have a window in front of me, and the sun is going in and out of the clouds, creating it light and dark. So I do apologize for that. Queen of Pentacles, richest queen in the tarot deck. This is a queen who set her sights on what she wanted and she went after what she wanted. She is very successful in business. She has the ability and capacity to earn, and she does. This is not normally what I say for this card, but this is what's coming up for me, is that she earns unabashedly. Now, I don't normally use that language, so obviously that language is coming in through my channels right now. But she earns unabashedly. Okay? There is no shame for her earning. And again, what's I'm picking up a second thing that you need to walk away from here, Gemini. And the second thing that I'm picking up that you need to walk away from is fear of abundance, fear of earning. There is something coming in that you are ashamed of earning in some way, shape, or form. So that's something else you need to walk away from. Walk away from people who are trouncing on your boundaries, and walk away from, there is no shame in earning and having money. Sure, you can be generous with your money. You don't have to be a hoarder. Not everyone who has a lot of money are jerks. Where did that come from? That was not nice. But there's an abundance block there for you, Gemini. And when you release it, you can really step into the energy of this Queen of Pentacles. We're going to move into what you are focusing on, Gemini. And that one's on the floor, and that one's on the floor in the same location. All right. What else are Geminis focusing on? Gemini. All right. So we just had the two cards come out. Let's set those down. And we'll pull your cards off the floor here. Okay. So you have both a prince and a princess here. In other words, you have a page and a knight. You have the Princess of Spring, also known as the Page of Wands, and you have the Prince of Autumn, also known as the Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting that you have the Queen of Pentacles coming out in where you're at now, thus indicating you are stepping up and stepping into abundance, but you have to release your abundance blocks first with that Eight of Cups coming in. And you also have to release anyone who is trouncing on your boundaries. That's already come up. And you are stepping into this Prince of Autumn energy or Knight of Pentacles energy. Knight of Pentacles energy is about paying attention to the details. It's about making sure that you have all of your I's dotted, your T's crossed, making sure if you're entering into any type of contractual obligations at this time, that you're really, really paying attention to the details. Also, this is a card of be a little bit cautious when you're taking action right now, Gemini, throughout the latter half of February. And you also have the Princess of Spring. Like I said, this is related to the Page of Wands. And this is a card of creativity. It's a card of going after your dreams, really figuring out what you're passionate about and then going after it. And when this particular the Page of Wands appears or the Princess of Summer appears, it is about the possibility of pursuing something that is really quite different from what you were pursuing in the past. Okay, so going back over here to this Eight of Cups and this Queen of Pentacles, as I mentioned with this Eight of Cups, you do need to walk away from something or someone. And intuitively, psychically, what I was picking up before I even pulled these two cards was that some of what you need to walk away from is perhaps someone who is trouncing on your boundaries at work, who is insisting that you constantly work overtime, who is bugging you in your days off or your hours off. And so this card is indicating that because of those boundaries and because you need to walk away from something, there's a possibility that you are exploring something new, something exciting, something that is going to tempt you into more of this, your creative side, right? And I'm also sensing over here, whatever you need to walk away from was kind of status quo, whereas this has more of an exciting feel to it. So, yeah, Gemini, there's a good possibility that at this time, moving in through the latter half of February, especially now that you've done some shadow work as well with the earlier reading that I did for you, you are likely stepping into something that's more creative, or you're at least in the exploration stages, looking into um, making a change or a shift in your career. Let's take a look at what is challenging you. I'm getting called back over here into the Everyday Witch, these little mini cards. So, challenges and difficult influences for Gemini, latter half of February. Ah, that explains it. Okay. So we have two cards that have come out for you in difficult influences and challenges, both from the Suit of Swords. Now, the Suit of Swords is um, about things that can be a little bit more difficult for us. You have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is depicted as three swords going through a heart. And you can see that here in the traditional tarot as well. It's depicted as three swords going through a heart. In other words, whatever it is that you are being called to walk away from here with this Eight of Cups, so that you can move into this Queen of Pentacles and so that you can check the details on things, but move into something more exciting, something that you're really passionate about. You need to let go of something. Again, this Three of Swords is reiterating that again, but this is indicating that you really, really have an emotional attachment. Again, that thought of you are emotionally attached to your business in some way, and it may be because it's a familial business. It may be just that you got into that business because someone close to you was in that business. Whatever the case may be, you're emotionally attached to it, and that emotional attachment is actually what's holding you back at this time, Gemini. So you're going to want to let go of that. And the other card that you have here, this may help push you over the edge to actually walking away with this Eight of Cups. This may help you to release this Three of Swords, this emotional attachment, because the other card you have in your difficult influences here, Gemini, is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is your confirmation that someone is not being honest, that someone is taking advantage of you, that someone is perhaps talking behind your back. Whatever the case may be, this card may be the card that helps push you over the edge, because this may be, look, you probably already knew everything that I'm telling you. I'm just going to adjust my mic because I bumped it. You probably already knew everything that I just said. You knew you needed to walk away from something. You knew somebody was pushing your boundaries. You knew that the Queen of Pentacles and all of her abundance is your divine right, but you need to step into that energy. You need to allow for more creativity to come into whatever you want to do to make money. But you were emotionally attached to the past. When you wake up and realize that somebody's not being honest, somebody is, being deceptive. That's the word that I was looking for. When you wake up to that, that can be empowering. Some people are like, that's not empowering. Oh, yes, it is. When you have that confirmation, that gives you the strength to be able to step up and step out of your comfort zone and step into something new. Let's pull cards for you for messages the universe wants you to hear at this time. Messages for Gemini. Let's try again. I was still talking about the last thing, so messages for Gemini. Yep. There's another one. So one of the messages that's come out here for you, Gemini, is appreciate your talents. Okay. That's just it, is that when we have somebody who is pushing our boundaries, oftentimes the way that they maintain control over us, I'm having trouble picking these cards up. Oftentimes the way that they maintain control over us is by telling us that we're not good enough. And that's where this Seven of Swords comes in, right? Somebody is being deceptive. They're being deceitful behind your back, and they're being coercive. All of that is represented by this Seven of Swords. And again, like I said, I was picking up earlier, somebody is pushing your boundaries. Why do people push our boundaries? The only reason that people do not respect our boundaries is because it serves them and them alone. There is no balance. Okay. So, and when somebody is acting out of a place of self-servitude, they're not acting in your best interest. And that makes you feel like you are less. So, message the universe wants you to hear at this time: appreciate your talents, Gemini. You are talented. You are skillful. be yourself. Oh my gosh, all three of these messages from the universe speak to exactly what your reading is saying. All three of them. Appreciate your talents. Be yourself. And finally, possess self confidence. Yes. The only way that you are going to be able to walk away from this situation, walk away from a situation that you are emotionally attached to, where somebody is pushing your boundaries, where somebody is being deceitful and acting from a place of self servitude, the only way that you are going to be able to do that is based on these three messages that you got from the universe. Moving into what is unexpected. Unexpected. What's coming up unexpectedly for Gemini? Is that card going to come out? There's one pushing on my finger. No, it didn't jump out. Right, we'll go through the deck one more time because we didn't have any cards come out for you. Yeah, we do. That one's on the floor, however. Anything else unexpected for Gemini, latter half of February, please? Yep, one more. Oh my goodness. You have a confirmation here. Remember what I said this card was? This Princess of Spring? This card corresponds to the Page of Wands. In your unexpected, you have Page of Wands. Okay. This is your confirmation that you are meant at this time to be stepping up, stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping up and stepping into your creativity, moving into something that you are more passionate about, stepping out of status quo. This may also indicate that there is travel coming up in your future. You may be looking at moving to a new geographical location, Gemini, at this time. Either way, double Page of Wands here, indicating definitely there's something new and exciting coming up for you. And you have the Tower in your difficult influences, or sorry, in your unexpected. The Tower coming up in your unexpected is indicating that if you don't consciously make these changes, if you don't consciously walk away from this situation that involves the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords as well, if you don't consciously walk away from it and step up and step into the energy of the Page of Wands and step up and step into this energy of really, really possessing your self confidence, being yourself, and appreciating your own talents, the universe is going to throw a curveball at you, Gemini. They are going to put something in your path that makes it so that you have to change. You have to shift. What that looks like, it's very different for different people, but bottom line is that the Tower, um it's about deconstructing something in your life so that it can be reconstructed better. And like I said, I am seriously sensing that this is completely about your career. Let's move into final general overall outcome. We're going back over here to the fairy deck for your final general overall outcome, and then we're going to pull cards for yes or no. Oh my, I can see the card that landed on the floor. Everything is coming together now with that card that landed on the floor. So you do have three cards that have come out here. Interestingly, yeah. Interestingly, these are all major arcana cards, all really, really powerful cards for your final general overall outcome here. The first card that you have is the Ego card. This card is the number 15 card in the major arcana. This card corresponds to the devil in the traditional tarot. What does this card mean for you? This card is saying that there's something you need to walk away from. The reason you need to walk away from it is you're too emotionally invested in it and someone is being deceitful. You need to walk away, step up and step into this energy of the Queen of Pentacles and these two Page of Wands. And if you don't, the universe is going to put something in your path that is going to force you to make changes, which is going to make you, it's going to put you in this place of ego. Oh, I can't believe this happened to me. And why do bad things happen to me? And coming from this place of ego of, when we come from a place of ego, we come from a place of self-righteousness. But it's not always about self-righteousness. Sometimes it's about, hey, I needed to make a change that ultimately in the end is for my own highest good. There's something that is imbalanced in the universe, i.e., someone taking advantage of you, Gemini. And the universe wants to be balanced. Think about the scales of justice, which is your next card in your outcome. The scales of justice want to have balance. If someone is being dishonest and deceitful, if someone is walking through your boundaries and not respecting you, then change needs to happen. And so you can throw the ego out the window. I just threw the card. The universe is trying to send you a message that it is rebalancing things for you so that you can have better things, because the very next card that you have, the last card of your reading, is the Lover's card. Gemini, it doesn't get any better than that. Now, the Lover's card is not always about a romantic partnership. It can indicate a romantic partnership, but it indicates partnerships in general. And so, what this is looking like, and I mentioned it at the very beginning when the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles came out, that I felt like there was some kind of partnership, either with someone who's non-familiar or with a family member. And that partnership was breaking down because somebody wasn't respecting your boundaries. And now this is saying that, this is confirming that through the breakdown of something happening later on this month, good things can come out of it, so long as you throw the ego out the door and you recognize that this is the universe bringing everything back into balance for you. You're stepping up and stepping into this new energy of new partnerships. There we go. All right. So, Gemini, bring to mind your question that requires a yes no answer. Now, you may wish to close your eyes as I shuffle. You may wish to ask your question several times in your mind, quietly or out loud. And let's have a yes or a no for Gemini, please. Yes or no for Gemini. We'll just keep mixing until we get the universe throwing a card out at us. Okay. Gemini, your yes or no answer is go. The time is right. Okay. Geminis, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. If this video resonated for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. I am this far away from reaching my first level of monetization. I just need a few more subscribers, so please, I know begging is not becoming of me, but I would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. That would also give you a notification for me to have the honor of doing your next reading for you. All right. And if you are interested in having a private consultation with me, all of my contact details are down below. Thank you so much, Gemini.